I'm Saranya. I'm the product manager for Zoho Projects and Projects Plus. So today I'm going to talk about what we have done in the past year in Zoho Projects and what we are going to do in the future. Let me start with what we have done in the past. Last year we have released the 8th version of Zoho Projects. Um, Zoho Projects has been launched in 2006. It has been there in the market for 19 years, and this is our 8th version. And we thought, we want to make the product even more simple and provide the experience of the using a sheet right within Zoho Projects, and brought the new Excel view, the sheet-like view, where you can easily change the data and update the information, and made the product even more simpler. And also, with AI, we want to make the product more simple and bring in more advanced automation as well. And these are all the primary focus for our last release. I'll be talking about each of these elements in depth. Let me start with the AI features that we have done in the past year. I know that many of you were tracking your projects within projects, and it is very important to have the reports and KPIs ready within Zoho Projects. And when you look at Zoho Projects, there will be a Zia icon in the top in all the places the reports is available, and you can click on it to understand the insights right from within Zoho Projects. And also, we see that often people of different linguistic regions work together, and it is easy to convey their message in their own language. That's why we have given the ability to translate any content which you see within Zoho Projects with a click of a button using AI. And also, while you are searching the information, you can right now only using the terms. And we thought we have to bring in the natural language questions, such as if you want to get all the overdue task, which has been there in the project, or if you want to get the next 1 week project information, or next 1 week's issue information that is there in the system, you can just ask like, bring me all the issues that is open for the next 7 days. Zia will understand and give you the results for you right away. We call that as a Zia search feature here. This has been launched recently. All the Zia, that you have seen so far is done by the proprietary AI capabilities of Zoho. We also integrate with OpenAI, and we provide the contextual content to make sure that you would be able to generate it for your project summary or your project comment, and rewrite your existing comment using OpenAI directly within Zoho Projects. Let's look at the automation capabilities that we have released in the past year. It might look like jargons right now. I'll try to explain it with an examples of how you can use it. The time-based triggers in workflow rules, right? So right now, previously it was you have to set the workflow only when the user does something. But there are times when you want to send a notification just 7 days after a task is started, or when the project is delaying more than 3 days. You have to set such reminders or the escalations, or bring in the service level agreements at the project level and send it to the corresponding people, right? You can use the time-based trigger within Zoho Projects and set up such escalations using this. And we often see that our customers come to projects to get the information such as timesheet for a particular period, or on a weekly basis or in the monthly basis, and send this information to their clients. We thought it's a manual effort. We wanted to bring the automation there as well. And we have given the ability to schedule your automation or the timesheets, or if you want to send the client your project's progress by exporting the task information right within projects, you can do that using the schedule exports, which is available in Zoho Projects. You don't have to come to the setup page to actually configure this. When you're exporting the task or timesheet right within the project, you can set it up there itself. And we thought bringing in the power of deluge right within projects using the schedule custom functions as well. If you want to bring some information from the third party, or any, say, if you want to bring the leaves, which is there in the HRMS tool, which may not be there, which you are using from another tool or in-house tool, or if you want to bring the client information from your in-house CRM tool and bring this into Zoho projects, you can use the schedule functions available within Zoho projects to bring that information or code Zoho projects to get the information out of your system and bring it to Zoho projects. So here are some of the examples that I have spoken today for the automation use cases for the features that we have done. So let me talk about what we have done in terms of customization in Zoho projects. We have already provided the layouts, layout rules, the web tabs, so many other customization before. And we thought, when you invite a user, we send the email with the name of Zoho projects. And I know you wanted to have a personalized image or personalized logo or the content when you are inviting your colleagues to your Zoho projects account. So we provided the ability to customize the invitation email and make sure that you include your own personal message as well as the logo correspondingly and send the invite. So this is the invitation email customization for you. With so many customization and automation facilities, we feel that our customers wanted to have a test environment where they can play around and then make the changes, then bring the information to Zoho projects. That's why we brought up the Sandbox account. Sandbox account is a copy of your existing projects account, which will have all the customization and automation capabilities of Zoho projects, which you have already configured in your main portal, and create a demo place or a test environment for you so that you can make all your changes in the sandbox. And once you're comfortable or tested out with some of your team members, then you can push the changes right from the sandbox to the production portal, so that you will have a place you can experiment and be comfortable with all your changes. So, we want to personalize Zoho projects for every customer's need. I prefer the bigger font, with more text spacing and everything, and somebody may not. And, somebody needs a screen reader or a animation control. You can configure all those right within Zoho projects with the help of the accessibility improvements that we have given. So far as what we have done in the past year, I'm going to talk about what we are going to do in the future, what we are going to bring into Zoho projects for the next 1 year or so. We wanted to cover all the areas of project management, such as, choosing the right project or, selecting the right people for your project or planning your project effectively to achieve the operational excellence. I'll be covering each part one by one, and I'm going to tell you how Zoho projects would help you in the future with upcoming features. So let me start with the choosing the right project. For that, I'm going to take an example of Charlotte, who is working on Zilker Automobiles. She's an imaginary person. I'll be using her as an example on how she'll be benefited in the future when using Zoho projects. Charlotte is a product manager, and she has lots of product improvement ideas or the new product idea which she want to bring into Zoho projects. I mean, in her organization, she want to experiment everything, and she want to do all. We all do that. We have lots of ideas, and we want to bring into our organization. And Zoho projects will help her in the future. With a way of adding her ideas so that it aligns with her strategic goal. Zilker Automobiles actually has multiple brands, and each brand has its own, product line, and they call that as a portfolio and programs respectively. And they have an organization level goal, and they want all the ideas to be aligned with the organization goal. So for that, let me show how it can be achieved in the future in Zoho projects. Here is a quick sample of how strategies, portfolios, and programs are captured as part of the Zoho projects. Let's look at how Charlotte is adding an idea. She's selecting the strategic goal, and she's selecting the portfolio at which it has to be executed, and the program which is relevant for that idea. When the strategy is looked at, all the ideas which has been added for that particular strategy can be seen right within the idea module when somebody looks at the strategy itself. So when the idea is improved by adding more details and further information to it, it can be converted into a proposal right from the ideas module. And when the proposal is being approved by the program manager or the project portfolio manager or the strategy manager, it can be converted into a project. So Zoho projects will help you achieve the strategic portfolio management using the upcoming options. You might think it's so big and your company may not use it because you are a consulting company. You only have the projects and you want to align it to a particular program because your company is small or it's not relevant for you, right? We have you covered as well. You can choose only the strategic goal and projects. If many companies will have a strategic goal, if you want to have only that, you can use that. Or if you think like, no, goal is not relevant for my company, we do every project that comes into our hands and we try to make profitable out of it, right? You may have just a program grouping or the department level grouping, and you want to map your projects within the programs or the departments. You can choose what you want to use and choose the way Zoho projects has to behave for you. And you can make Zoho projects truly your own project management software. Because all these modules that you have seen, the ideas, strategies, and the portfolios, programs, proposals, everything is a custom module. We call that as an organization module because it is not the data which is there in the idea module or the portfolio sits in parallel with the projects. It is not relevant to the project. It is the organizational level data. So we call that as an organization module. Now you may think like, no, it's too tough, creating a custom module, setting up the fields and the reports for it. I understand you, That's why we are coming up with 30 plus industry requirements as a gallery custom modules so that you can click on the any of the needs you have and install it with a click of a button. And while looking at the ideas example that we have seen in the previous example, while creating the idea, there was an option to choose the strategy or the portfolio and program, right? We call that as a connected module field. It connects your different modules together and make you create a workflow that is needed for you. So we call that as a connected module field or the looker field if you are from CRM. This portfolio management is mainly helps you in creating a proposal and make the project approvals or helps you in the project intake process. So if you have something in those lines which you are not made it as a process in your organization, you can achieve that using the upcoming features that we have. Right now, Charlotte has chosen the project. Her project has been converted to her idea has been converted into a project, right? So let's see how she is able to choose the right people within Zoho projects. And we often see that our customers have people across multiple regions, or the employees work in their own mode or preferred time. Somebody works part-time only in the half day of the morning, half day of their time, or only works 2 days in a week. That's why we are coming up with user-specific business hours and weekends. So you can choose the time period the person is going to work. You can create multiple business hours and map the business hours with the users. And you can also choose the holidays specific to the region they are in and map the holidays with the user. And in Zilker Automobiles, their employees are spread across different regions. They want this to be captured as part of their user information. And this can be created as a custom field and mapped with the user. When the specific country and the department is chosen, based on that, you can automate and make sure that the relevant business rule has been set as well. It is important that you have to capture the skill set of the user to choose the person relevant to your project, right? So in Zoho projects in the future, we'll have the skill set associated with the user. And when you choose the user to the project, or while looking at the workload of the user, you can choose or see the skill set right within your workload report, and you can filter the user based on that and move around your task across multiple peoples to make sure everybody has the work-life balance. And right now in Zoho projects, we only have the workload report, which comes from the task assignment which we have. We are also coming up with a project level allocation. In this example, you might have seen the word, in the next screen, when you look at the workload, it says resource allocation. It's not actually the workload. So, which means, you don't have to choose the task to see the workload. You can map the user to the project and see how the user is being allocated. You can choose the project the person is going to work without the need to choose the task, and leave that to the project manager to utilize the user effectively inside the project and handle it at the high level as well. The resource allocation and workload, we'll also predict the demands based on the information that has been there and provide you the reports. I don't have the screens for that yet here, but we are also working on that. So, Zoho Projects is going to help you effectively manage your projects as well. And we have something in play for that aspect too. Let's look at how it helps Charlotte here. Charlotte has created the idea, and the project has been created from the idea, right? So she has captured all the information in the idea. Now she wants to have this to be converted into projects. She doesn't want to set up the task manually. And we have this covered using the Zia. So when she opens the project, she'll have the option to create the task or the project schedule from the project information which has been there in Zoho projects. And she can click on that. We'll read the information which is there in the project summary that has been given by her and create the information right for her. So you may feel like you are not going to use ideas. You may have the only SOW, the scope of work, or the RFI or the BRD, the document that you have, and you may want to create them as a schedule from the document, right? We have you covered as well. So we have you covered there as well. So while creating the project, you'll have an option to upload a file, and while choosing the file, we'll understand the information which is there in the file and schedule the project plan for you. And if there is a specific need for any modules, say you have the materials to be captured, or any other information which is related to the projects is there in the product, in the information which can also be covered in the using Zia, it can be set up. And also, many of the projects has a fixed or the end date which has to be committed to the client, and we have you covered. You may have task which is connected to this end task of the project, which is the commitment to the client, and you do not want this commitment to the client task to be changed at all. You can set the constraint for your task saying that that is a fixed scheduled task, which means even if the predecessor task clips, it will not affect your customer commitment task. It will tell you that your fixed task is getting affected and give you the KPI that the project is in the schedule alert and give you the information at the project dashboard itself. There's another Zia feature that we have. When you invite somebody into the project in the middle of the project execution, if they want to have the quick context of the project and understand what has been going on in the project, you can use the Zia summary in any place where there are so many conversations went on, and get the summary and quickly get onboarded. So while executing the project, for Zilker, it is not the case. They are the product team and they do not have the multi-level timesheet approval, so or the timesheet at all. But somebody who is a consulting company, they might need the multi-level approval for their timesheets. Right now, we only have one level, and it is global. With the upcoming timesheet approvals, you can have it customized at the project level, and also, have multiple approvals before sending this to the client. When you look at the project management, it is not just about the phase, task, or issues, or the timesheet, right? It has, risk, which is there in the project, or the materials that needs to be captured in the project, or the deliverables that is committed for the clients. You need to have all these information captured in the project management, and we have you covered as well. It's a quick example of how risk management is covered in Zilker organization. And they'll be able to create a risk and set the profitability or probability of the risk or the likelihood of the risk, and identify the risk score for each of the risk. And this information, the risk score of individual risk, can be summed up together to be able to see that in the project level. So again, another example of the materials which the Zilker is using. They are able to create, the materials that is being used and capture the amount that has been spent on the materials. And the total summary of the material cost has been shown in the global project list view. And they'll also be able to create the reports and the dashboards for the materials. So let me show one more example. If material is not relevant, especially on the consulting companies or in the software industry, if you want to just capture only the expenses, not the materials, you can capture it here. You may think now Zoho expense already got you covered, right? If if you do not want to have the full-fledged expense tracking, you just want to have the expenses to be added as an entry, you can use this module as well. You may think many of those or some of those is not relevant for you, and you might need only a few of them. And Zoho projects will make you work in a way that you want to work in the system. And it'll bend itself and make it flexible and provide the solution for your own project to manage it in your own way. Because all the modules that you have seen is the custom module which has been there in the project. So it's been created using the custom module options that has been there in the project, Zoho projects. So while I was talking about the previous examples, I talked about the total risk score or the total material cost or the total expense cost, which is coming in the project list view, right? These are all the custom fields. We call that as a roll-up or summary field, which has been created using the customization options, which is going to come in the Zoho projects. And you can have the reports and the dashboards created as well. You can customize it in a way that you want. Now, again, you may think this is overwhelming and too many tasks for you to create them and make this happen, right? We have you covered. So while creating the module itself, you can ask Zia and give your requirements, and Zia can create the custom module for you without the need for manual intervention. So this is an example of how risk management module has been created using Zia and how it's been captured and the module has been set up. We'll not force you to use it as it is. You can, play around and make the changes before, going into the actual module. If customization has already been configured, you can use Zia to further customize it and make it happen while you are in the process of setting it up as well. So, this is how we are planning to provide the solution for the complete project management in the future for you. So, I have taken the example of Charlotte, who is coming from automobile industry. And Zoho projects is not only for the automobile industry. It is for anybody because it's completely customizable and you can make any automation or any process or any department use case brought in within Zoho projects with the help of the customizations that we are going to bring in. Thank you. Thank you so much.